This is the Man Update on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fan.
Hey everybody, it's Ace. Welcome to the Man Update, and in the studio, of course, we have Murse, Peppa, and Slugger, who always will remain silent. So I want to get started with just this news article, and we do have a little bit of a debate that we've brought on for everybody to enjoy. But there was an article that Murse had found of 262 pounds of pot falling from the sky in San Diego.
Why not Tampa?
Yeah. So, so Murse, you want to talk a little bit about the details of what happened there?
Yeah, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection found more than 260 pounds of marijuana bundled tightly that actually dropped from the skies in San Diego.
Sounds like Christmas.
In about a month, yeah, exactly, at Christmas. So what happened is that the Office of Air and Marine tracked the plane that dropped the bundle and actually waited for the people to arrive to pick it up and arrested two suspects of the pot.
So this brings us to our question, or what we were talking about.
Can you imagine if this happened in Texas, what the actual fines would be? You know what I'm saying? That
life
much
in prison.
pot, that'd be insane.
Well, no, they'd be whoever was responsible for that would be chilling underneath the jail, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, or an electric chair, one or the other.
Let's just talk about marijuana in general. So, Murse, you're a medical professional. You understand this field. What's your stance on marijuana to begin with?
Oh man,
legalization.
Am I on oath here? Is this? Let's see. I'm on the fence. I'm really on the fence. I'm really on the fence. So I part of it is like I see people that are actually addicted to it. I mean, some people that are pro marijuana say it's not an addiction. There are people that are very addicted to it, but we have alcohol.
It's addictive.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. But I think the sentences for having pot is just too strong, too strong.
So, and we have Morgan, and Morgan is going all over the state, pressing. He's on every radio station talking about legalizing marijuana.
Exactly.
He's doing medical marijuana is his thing.
Well, so is Sanjay Gupta, who for the last 20 years, Sanjay Gupta, who is a medical doctor, and he reports a lot for ABC and CNN. He has been against it for the last 20 years, but now all of a sudden he's for it. I think what has finally happened is our government has figured out how to monetize from it. So now it's on the verge of being legal as federally, which it should have happened 400 years
Peppa,
ago.
it's
a plant.
So you want it to be legal?
It should absolutely be legal. The fact that
you don't care about medical or not, it just should be legal.
No, medical or not, it doesn't matter. What I do in my home, in the privacy of my home, if I'm not hurting anybody, why is it anybody else's business? It is a plant. If I grow tomatoes or oregano or parsley in my backyard,
but you can't
I can't.
Smoke, you can't smoke
Yeah, you
oregano
can. If you want to, go ahead.
Doesn't have the same effect.
But the thing is, it's a free country. If you want to go and smoke the oregano you grow, go and smoke it. But if I do it with marijuana, I could go to jail.
Whoa,
time out.
Time out.
The side effects of ecstasy, and you said it was acne.
Yeah, and I was like, death. It was pretty much death.
Yeah. So, anyways, listen, Murse, we do have a guest. We have a guest on the line.
Yes, okay.
We have political strategist Anthony Kovic on the line, and I'm curious to hear what he has to say about this issue. So, Anthony, you heard what Peppa has to say. You heard what Murse has to say. What's your take on this?
My take is very simple. As the last few generations from the baby boomers, the Gen X, the Gen Ys, they've been brought up on no faith. And what little faith they have is on government, is on health care, is on education. And all three has let them down. I mean, we all expect all these great things to happen, but nothing happens. Imagine leaving education with $100,000 in debt. Of course, government wants.
Anthony, I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you. What does that have to do with legalizing marijuana? What are we talking about?
Because legalizing marijuana is what the government needs to pacify these people into believing that they have something for themselves because they have nothing.
No, let me tell you something. It has nothing to do with that.
Oh my God.
Because people are smoking it anyway. And the problem is that just like anything else, it's about dosage and it's about knowing tolerance levels. If a medical doctor prescribes Xanax, a whole entire bottle, and somebody takes the whole thing, they may not wake up.
Let the guest speak.
I think Pepper's on the payroll for Morgan & Morgan right now.
No, I'm on on the payroll. Just
Wait,
drop 200
let's not
pounds
drop
of
that name. He's
marijuana
not a
on
sponsor
me.
Yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Listen, we're not talking about the medical use for people that have serious medical issues that marijuana will be helpful for them. Let's set that aside. We're talking about real people who have absolutely no need for the substance to dumb their mind down to the point that they don't want to think about, their stress, their lives. They don't want to think about their life in society.
Oh, okay. So then what role does alcohol play in our society? Because it sounds like you just described alcohol to me, and that's 100% legal. So what are we talking about again?
It's the same issue. Alcohol is no different. It's the same thing.
Well, but alcohol is legal. You can start a bar fight when you're pissed drunk, but you're only going to jail for the fight. You're not going to jail for drinking. You can do nothing in your living room
tell him, Pepper.
weed,
Hey, Pepper.
and you go to jail.
Hey,
like, that's ridiculous.
Pepper, you had a message for this guest, I think before even we go on air. What was that exact term did you say?
I said, nice to meet you, and don't take it personal, but you're going down.
Oh.
You're going down.
Hey,
I'm
Anthony,
sorry.
Anthony, this is Murse. Have you ever tried marijuana before?
I've never tried it before.
Oh, my God. How are you even part of this debate?
Should I even call you
dude?
Clinton or what? You never inhaled, or did you never try it?
The people around me that do marijuana, they're all losers.
No, then you know what?
Then
Then you're hanging around the wrong people, because I know people that are meditation experts and shamans, and they use it to elevate their mind. They don't do it to sit on the couch and eat Doritos. It's all about tolerance.
Shamans.
So
Yes.
you're for marijuana because everybody that wants marijuana wants to be a shaman? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that if something as poisonous as
Great point.
alcohol,
Great point, Anthony.
and if something
Score one for Anthony.
as dangerous as Western pharmaceuticals can be accepted and legal and abused, why not marijuana, which is an all natural thing that grows in the ground? It's dirt, it's sunlight, it's water.
Exactly.
Ba-bam!
The kids are being given, all kinds of medication to keep them down. This is just the next progression of giving it to everybody.
I think it's a cure-all. I think, honestly, instead of putting kids on Ritalin for ADD, prescribe them some marijuana and have them chill the hell out and monitor their dosage. It will calm them down, and it will probably make them more creative, more able to use their intellect. It'll
All right,
expand their mind.
Time out.
Give your kids
So what do
marijuana
you think? What do you think about heroin and cocaine? That's a
No,
plant.
I don't think that they should be legal. I think there needs to be
But
some
that's earth,
moderation.
that's water, that's wind, whatever you call it. The four, Captain Planet over here.
Listen, you look at someone who is doing heroin versus someone who is using marijuana to elevate or to help an illness or something. That's completely different. And by the way, heroin is legal in some forms. That's where all the oxycodone
Right, that's true.
and
all
Dilaudid and
derived
all
from-
of those, that is
Morphine.
legal
Morphine.
heroin.
Some of the
Morphine.
best legal drugs are derived from heroin. That's true.
Exactly. So don't act like it's
Okay,
not already out
let's
there.
listen to our political strategist, Anthony Koval. Let's just give him some time because he's a guest now. I feel bad. We're not going to be able
sorry,
to get
I
any
don't
more
mean
guests
to beat
after
you
this.
up. I don't mean to
Actually,
beat you up.
I'm enjoying the debate. Go ahead, Anthony.
But let's think about. She's talking about the medical side of marijuana, which we're not discussing. That we know there is a need for that, and there are medical marijuana abilities. Even currently in the pharmaceutical grade, you can be prescribed that. But people in the general public want it for themselves so they can just buzz out. This is not about wanting to do something good for people. This is people wanting to just get rid of their day, get rid of their life so they can space out for a few hours on a weekly basis.
Like alcohol.
All it is.
Like alcohol.
Yeah, but not
like other
everybody-
pharmaceuticals, like Xanax.
But you're talking about people abusing marijuana.
But
There's
people
Olympic athletes that smoke marijuana, won gold medal.
Exactly.
Michael Phelps is one of them. They got caught.
Marijuana doesn't hinder you
look
as
at-
long as you have self-control, but that goes with everything. Listen, I host a show called Happy Hour. We drink on the air. Like, I'm a big proponent of, better living through chemistry. I'm all about it, but it's about moderation and it's about keeping your together. Sorry.
Alcohol has uses in the body that are helpful.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Wine
that's-
does, but you can't tell me whiskey has health benefits.
Murse, is that true?
I don't know, but I just can't see Anthony at a Grateful Dead concert or anything like that back in the day. But
Everywhere, my buddy. I've been everywhere. You have to know and be around stuff to understand.
Right, but you also have to have done it, Anthony. You've never even smoked it, so you don't know that you wouldn't love it.
He was very meticulous about his word before.
I don't have to do something to see people that are doing it totally whacked out.
You don't know if you like it or how it's going to affect you until you do it. I tell my son, don't you tell me you don't like something until you've tried it. That goes for green peas. It goes for running. It goes for swimming. Anything.
I sense a chemical reaction right now between Peppa and Anthony. Do you sense that, Murse?
Yeah, I do sense it.
I sense some heat.
You don't have to be sitting over a toilet bowl whacked out the next day to dislike it.
Let me tell you something, but
you can use your reason, you can use your brain. When you see the depravity of people, the endless human debris that are part of that culture, as far as recreational-wise.
But you're coming from a point of ignorance, though, because you're talking about people that are whacked out and blah, blah, blah.
Peppa.
I don't drink to get drunk. If I smoke weed, it's not to sit on the couch vegged out doing nothing. There are uses, and it's about responsibility, and that goes for any substance. Marijuana is no different, and that is my point.
Well, responsibility is the point. So you smoke it to be responsible. No, you don't. You smoke it to get rid of your responsibility.
That I disagree 100%. I disagree 100%. I wrote a book using that to elevate. So please don't tell me that from someone who's never done it at all. Don't tell me about depravity and using it to escape when I know the actual uses for it.
Peppa's book is made 100% hemp, and you could smoke it after you read it.
You know, but you're defensive on those issues because you really
look
do
at Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix was a brilliant man, and he smoked joints on stage.
Go ahead, Anthony. I know what he's going to say on this one.
Jimi Hendrix could have been even more brilliant if he wasn't.
If he had exercised self-control, but he could have OD'd on alcohol. People drink themselves to death. Nicolas Cage did a movie about it.
He used to dip his bandana in ecstasy. I mean, come on.
Did he really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Nuh-uh. Are you messing with me?
No, he used to. Jimmy, marijuana was the least of his.
I didn't even know you could do that. How do you? Okay.
I just see this ending with Dana and Anthony getting along and then making out after this for some reason.
Oh no, we are totally going to get along. No, I love a healthy debate, especially about something I'm passionate about, and obviously this is one of those topics.
All substances are based on responsibility. People that take responsibility and use it for the purpose they really need it for, it's another thing. But we know that most people will drink, they will do drugs, they will smoke pot, they will do all those things to eliminate their inability
but
to...
But what about the rest of us that don't do that? Because you can make the same argument with Xanax for anxiety disorder or alcohol for that matter. It's the same thing. It's about responsibility. But don't penalize me and have me afraid I'm going to go to jail because some dumbass doesn't know how to handle their stuff. Me and them, we have nothing to do with each other, but it should be legal and it should be up to the individual to make themselves act responsibly. I shouldn't have to pay a penalty because people don't know how to get their stuff together.
Pepper, can you really tell me how you really feel about this issue?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not shy.
All right, I think
you need to go outside, smoke something.
Yeah. There
All right,
we go.
so Anthony Kovic is a political strategist, has run quite a few political campaigns locally successfully. You can visit him at anthonykovic.com. That's anthonykovic.com. Is that correct, Anthony?
That is correct. You can see some of my products available on Amazon and other places that may be helpful to you.
Anthony, I'm going to totally check you out on Amazon. I absolutely loved debating with you today, sir. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, next up, we got a gentleman that got caught making love to a goat, and we'll be talking about that after the break. Go to facebook.com/man update. Look up the man update. Let us know where you stand on the issue. We'll have a little article posted about marijuana use. Would love to know what your take is on it. So next up, we'll be talking about a guy that got caught with his pants down literally with a goat.
This is where you find the NFL. Not just 16 games, but over 100 games all season long. This is what the NFL calls home.
All season long.
98.7.
Hey, let's go.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back to the Man Update. Ace here, and we left you off with the teaser about a guy that got caught. Actually, I said with his pants down. He had no pants. He got caught fornicating with a goat.
Which breed, do you know?
I have no idea.
Well, you said what breed earlier when I was shocked at this story. I was like, what kind of goat? You're like, Plant City.
Well, this happened. Let's not give Plant City the credit yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Florida takes a lot of credit for a lot of these wackadoodle stories, but this one happened in Kenya, and the gentleman was sentenced to 10 years in jail. But what made this this unusual was in Kenya, the victim must be in court. So they actually brought the goat in court so he could look it in the eyes as he was facing. And then
I mean, I think doesn't that re-traumatize the goat to go see his aggressor in the court? I mean, if the guy has to testify, right? Isn't that doing like more harm than
I
good?
think all the goat is thinking is like, "Where's the food?" I don't even think
You don't think so? You don't think the goat was thinking like, what the heck is this
Probably
guy
got a
doing
blank
right now?
slate. But,
That is not the first time the goat's gotten some, I'm sure, but that is pretty foul.
So the guy's
Foul?
name
I'm sure it happens to fowls too.
guy's name was Gona. Yeah, all that's left is feathers when you're done with the fowl. But anyways, guy's name was Gona, and he pleaded with the court. He said he had a disabled wife that depended on him, as if that's
right. Like that makes it okay.
as if
Hey,
that's okay. Like
my wife
is-
couldn't put out, so I had to go to the goat.
No, he didn't. He didn't say that. He just said she depended on him. Like he couldn't go away because he takes care of his wife. But they gave him a 10-year sentence. Now, what I found for that act, obviously, what I found really messed up is in the UK, there was another gentleman that got caught with a goat, and they gave him 6 weeks.
6 weeks, that's it?
But
Yeah.
in the middle of Africa, you get 10 years?
10 years.
Like, I hate to say this, and this is going to sound horrible, but I would almost expect it to go on more so in an unindustrialized country like Africa versus the UK. I mean, you know,
Those African goats are pretty attractive, let me tell you.
versus the other kind of goats. Murse, you seem to be an expert on this. What do you
Murse,
know about
grew up-
goats?
and let's be, I'm being serious
Yeah,
about this.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not joking around.
yeah.
You grew up in Plant City.
I sure did.
Did you hear when you were growing up, relatives and stuff, did you ever hear of stories of them getting down with stuff?
No, never. But the thing is that's kind of like the running joke, Polk County, Plant City, that people really love their animals a little too much. A little too much, So I mean, every now and then you'd be walking, there'd be a few feathers here and there, and you're thinking maybe.
Oh, no.
I don't know, but I think 10 years is very drastic.
That is a little severe. I mean, it still is just sex. We just don't agree with, the species
It
with
should
which
be.
it happens.
I think you get creative with the
They
torture.
They met online. You think
No.
they met online? I mean,
I think the
Do
torture.
they have internet access?
The
in Kenya?
torture is you place him in a cell outside like a goat farm or something,
right.
and then he has to serve as long as that goat lives.
Oh, no, that's terrible. That's a lot. Well, how long do goats live?
I have no
I have
clue. But
no
that's
clue.
that'll mess with your head. That goat will live forever. But anyways, so we have a new game that we want to play, and Murse, you have it's called the What If game. So you had a couple of situations that you're gonna breeze by Fifi, Peppa, and Pants. So we'll all vote on it. So why don't you give us the first What If?
All right. The first what if. Would you rather wake up naked and sore and without any memory of the night before next to the Burger King guy telling you had it your way, or wake up naked next to Ronald McDonald telling you that you were loving it? Which one?
So basically, this is just between the Burger King and Ronald McDonald.
So, Pepper, does it depend on which one's supersized?
And it depends on how they were entering.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one.
Next one for sure. All right. Would you rather drop the soap in a prison shower room and live, or be mauled by a lion to death?
Yeah,
How
I'll
about
drop
Ace?
the soap.
Ace, I'll go to you on that one.
I would want to live. That's all I would say.
Oh man, I don't know. I think the lion would be a better fit.
You'd rather die than drop the soap.
I think of American History X. Is that the right movie? I'm
Yes,
thinking of.
yes.
That's
That is
I
the
haven't
movie
seen that, so I
when
don't
he
have
had to-
visuals of that.
Yes,
I am traumatized by that movie.
Edward Norton, that was a great movie.
I make sure I don't break any law. That includes having sex with a
Well,
goat. But yes, Ace,
show of
you're
hands.
speechless a little bit.
Fifi, show a hand, soap or
Who would rather? Yeah,
would you
drop the soap.
or a lion?
Soap.
Oh,
You would go lion?
I would go
I'm
lion.
going soap.
I'm going soap. Pants, what are you doing?
Lion.
Lion.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Come
All we're talking
on.
about is
you guys
soap
are gonna
gets dropped. We
die versus a little droppage of the
You
soap.
guys are drawing a conclusion that
Hey.
does not exist. What's the
Hey,
next
hey,
one?
hey! It didn't say if it was a female or a male lion either.
But no, it says that you die though. At the end of
That's
that
true.
sentence,
That's
you
very true.
die.
Depends
You're
how you.
done.
I think it's a very quick death, though. I mean, American History X. That's not. I don't know,
You
man.
drop the soap, you put a little balm and
what do you
ice
got
on it afterwards. You're good.
Next one. This one goes to superhero powers. Would you rather have X-ray vision or the ability to fly?
That's a good one.
Ooh,
'Cause
that
I've
is a
always
great
thought
one.
about that. If you had superpowers, X-ray vision. So it divides Superman's superpowers. You could either fly, or you could see through pretty much anything you want to.
I think I'd rather fly.
I'm going with flying as well because I think if X-ray vision will get boring after a while. I mean, I see enough naked people as it is with my profession.
Pants, what do you think?
I'll take flying all day. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You could.
How about you, Fifi?
She said flying.
Yeah, because now with flying. Exactly, and you don't have to wait in traffic anymore. You can just get to your destination. It's like teleporting.
It's more practical, and can you imagine just traveling that way?
Yeah.
You would see so much. Like, I mean,
You wouldn't need X-ray vision.
there's a lot of ugly people.
And
But
think-
how would you date
Now, could-
someone? How would you date someone like you
Because
know
you
what I
can
mean?
see everything.
Yeah. How would you tell them, hey, I have X-ray vision? Because then they think you're a creep the
Yep.
entire time.
Plus, if you can fly, you can get all the naked girls you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I was thinking. Those clothes are becoming so.
All
You know,
right, Pants. I'm going with flying. He convinced me. That's it.
yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
it's just I was thinking with X-ray vision, you could probably see inside information before it hits.
Now, how about this? Would
And
you?
then you could become a trillionaire just from the information you can get before everybody. But
No, but that's like telekinesis or no, it's
no, you could see. You could
Telekinesis? I
see
know what you're
through-
saying.
You could see when they're making. You could see all kinds of stuff. But then I guess you have to read lips. So.
well, I mean, would you rather be invincible? How about that?
Well, what does that mean?
No, like an invincible man. Like you just.
You're assuming I'm not invincible now.
No, let's say time out. So let's say you have three. Let's take three superheroes. You got Superman, Spider-Man, or Batman.
Superman
All day long.
all day long.
I'm taking Peter Parker.
Peter Parker, man. Really?
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man?
Superman doesn't get any chicks. He gets Lois Lane.
No, because that's his choice. But to him, Lois Lane
First
is the
off,
ultimate.
First off, Superman
Superman hasn't met me yet.
So what's the disguise? A pair of glasses? Like really? Like
no,
everybody's
but
that dumb?
no. You can't focus on his alter ego or his
Batman's got
day-to-day
no
persona.
superpowers. He's just rich.
I think Spider-Man rather.
Rich?
I
Well,
think
you know what? Maybe I'll be Batman. Let me take that back.
I think Spider-Man rather drop the soap. Just to be honest with you.
What do you think, Pants? You like superheroes?
No, not really. But if I had to choose one, I'd be Superman. Not even close.
Yeah,
Really?
Superman, man. Come on.
Because you can do anything,
Yeah.
go anywhere. You can reverse the rotation of the Earth. I mean, that's power. I'm Superman all day. Yeah.
Is there any female superheroes?
Yeah, there's Superwoman. There's Wonder Woman.
And what does she do?
Wonder Woman, she has that
She's got
golden
invisible
lasso.
jets,
She,
right?
She looks
stands
really
there.
hot.
She does. I want that costume. I think I'm going to be her
She
for
doesn't
Halloween
really
next
have any
year.
superhero powers, does
She's
she?
strong
Like,
and she's smart and she has that lasso.
that's pretty weak if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they
Once
get,
she
I
gets
think
that
that is
they give
weak.
lasso
Superman all
around
these
you,
powers. The poor woman, they just
I know.
they crap
She's
on her.
yeah. Why?
Pants, what are you
Why
gonna
is
say?
that?
What about Oprah? She's a superhero.
I was waiting for Peppa to say something. I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah.
What's her superpowers besides being rich?
That is her superpower.
No, she
Yeah.
has the power of influence. If Oprah says, you know,
That's
in
true.
public is a thing to do, everyone's doing it tomorrow. Like Oprah has super influential powers.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my mouth gets me in trouble. I'm sorry.
You have a very bad potty mouth.
I do. That's not a superhero power.
Where do you drop bombs when you're just talking to people?
Yes,
Yeah.
Honestly,
In business conversations too.
Yeah, well, I try to filter myself as much as possible, but if I am just being myself 100%, then yeah, things are going to come out of my mouth because I don't have a filter. It goes from my heart out my mouth.
Have
So
you
whatever
ever
I'm
had,
feeling.
out of curiosity, have you ever dated a guy that was like, "Hey, you really drop a lot of f-bombs"?
Yeah,
Can you
my
stop?
ex-husband.
Ah, there we go.
Wow, and what would he say to you? Out of
He was like,
curiosity.
you know, when we have kids, you're going to have to clean up your mouth.
And
No.
what would you? I can't see you sitting there listening to that, but I guess you did.
Well, no, I listened to
Did
it,
you
but I
clean up
didn't.
your mouth?
No, of course not. I just let my son know that there are certain words that's okay for mommy to say, but you cannot because you're a child. There
You-
are grown-up words and there are
You
kid
think
words.
that
Did you
sends a
teach him
good-
earmuffs or what?
Yeah.
No,
Earmuffs?
but he hears them. I'm not the only person from which he hears, naughty words. But I've taught him how to deal with it. He just isn't allowed to use them. But you know what? I am. I'm grown.
When I was 5 years old, I heard a 2 Live Crew song.
Oh no.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when you're that age, you're kind of like, innocent. You don't know what's
You have
wrong.
no clue, right? Yeah.
So I'm singing in my lyric, me so horny, like that. I'm singing it so loud. And my brother's like, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. I'm thinking, what? What's wrong with that? It's
Yeah,
True
right.
Life
'Cause
Crew.
you
You're a
don't
little
even
kid.
know.
You're a
I'm a little white kid that's 5 years old singing, I'm so horny.
Well, my son, his newest favorite song, because he saw the video on YouTube, because I guess some guy redid it on X Factor. It's Sir Mix-a-Lot. I like big
Yeah,
butts. And
sure.
So now my 5-year-old son is going around the house singing how much he likes big butts, and he's
But
dancing
that could
around
be,
trying to do the.
that could be semi-innocent,
That
like,
could be
he doesn't
Well, of
semi-innocent,
course it's
yeah.
innocent. He doesn't know what he's saying, but he's like, "Mom, why would someone want to lie about liking big butts?" Like he's questioning the lyrics. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Why would you want to?
How do you answer that?
I said, "Honey, it's just a song. Just enjoy it and dance."
You didn't say some men have preferences.
No, I don't go into all of that because he already thinks mommy is the bomb. That's all he needs as a measurement. So
I'm speechless about that right now. I don't even know what to say to that.
I had a friend that had Snoop Dogg's album, and he said, "I never thought that music influences people, but Snoop Dogg's always talking about
Absolutely.
getting high."
yeah.
So it only took him a couple of years before he goes, it really changed the way he was acting, I guess, because he got into the subculture and everything.
Well,
It
who
was
your
funny.
friend?
Yeah.
Did he start smoking?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
For fun or just for some other purpose?
Well, like Anthony said, to just
That's about
numb the
as-
pain, I guess.
Oh no.
I was about to say, is
No,
his
I
name
don't-
Anthony?
No, definitely not. I don't. I would assume not.
You would assume not.
Yeah. So
Anthony's a strange cat, if I may just go back since y'all brought his name up.
Go ahead.
He's a
Go ahead.
strange.
but he's not here to defend himself.
I
I
know,
know,
but
exactly.
no. But I will just say though that let me ask you. I mean, how do you feel about someone having a diehard opinion but not having experienced what they're debating? I mean, that's not an intelligent debate.
We were just debating goat sex. It doesn't mean that I actually tried it before, right?
Touche. You know what?
I'm just saying.
You win. You
How
win,
many things
Murse.
do you debate that you haven't tried?
Not many, because I want to come from a place of knowledge. So if I don't know about it, other than the goat thing, I mean, Murse just threw it out there. But I mean, seriously, I'm not going to go and fornicate with a goat just so I have inside information.
Literally. I mean, how are you going to
But
say
in this
that?
room, you'd be the person most likely.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. Not even for the good
No,
of the
no.
team.
Well, Pepper, I know a few people in Plant City that might be able to help you out. Just
No,
so you
well,
know.
they can help the show out and tell us what it's like, but I'm not participating. Thank
Well,
you, though.
we don't recommend or do any of that stuff. So for the listeners out there, be part of the Man Update. Just go to the Facebook page on Man Update. That's the best place to interact with us. Join the Man Update and hit a. There was a funny post recently. The one that made me laugh was the Zach Galifianakis one. So you
Yes.
just got to go on Facebook and look at that. And then there was the Paula Dean one.
I love that on the
She was
wrecking
on the
ball.
wrecking ball. Like
Yeah,
Miley
she was
Cyrus.
nude.
That's
Paula Dean nude.
awesome.
Anthony, you there?
I'm here.
So just a closing comment. Peppa was just commenting how it blows her mind that you have no basis for your opinion because you've never really partaken in the subject matter. So any comment, final closing comment? We only have about 30 seconds.
In closing, for those who wish to take up recreational medication like marijuana, why don't you spend maybe like an hour a week helping others, and you will get even a better high without the effects of the destructive power of the drug onto your life.
I donate 40 hours a month to charity organizations doing volunteer work, so that argument has no
Volunteering
basis
work-
either.
Boom.
Volunteering is something else. Try helping people. Volunteering is
Ouch.
nothing.
Wow.
Ouch, ouch. He just discounted your volunteer.
Wow. Don't ask me for help, Anthony. My volunteer work helps many.
Volunteering is nothing. Helping people is something
Well,
else.
when I'm volunteering, that
All
means
right.
I'm helping people
Well, hey.
for free.
Hey guys, I want to
understand.
break
Good
up
luck
this.
with that.
Yeah.
We only have a half-hour show.
Yeah, we only have a half hour, and poor Jeff's gonna have to figure out how to edit this thing. Anyways, thanks for calling back in there and answering the rebuttal there. But we'll catch. Hopefully, we'll
Anytime.
have you.
Thank you.
Hopefully, you'll be on the show again. If Peppa would be willing to have you back.
Of course. Bring it. It was a pleasure, Anthony.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. Again, AnthonyKovic.com. But thanks for listening.